Okay, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to do a banded lateral raise, and quite simply, all you need is a resistance band and a set of handles. So what this looks like is this is just a regular run-of-the-mill resistance band that you can find online, which comes with a set of handles. Most of these resistance band sets do come with handles so that you can do different movements and exercises with them. So on the end of the resistance band, you're going to see a carabiner that opens like that. And each handle looks like this and has a loop at the end of it so that you can quite simply loop the two of them together and use the handle to pull on the resistance band. So I'm going to walk you through the setup of this exercise and then show you how to perform the reps. For the setup, we're going to start actually on the ground, because to perform this exercise correctly, you're going to need to be standing on the resistance band. So let me show you what that looks like, and then we'll look at what the reps look like. Okay, we're down here on the ground, and like I said, you're gonna wanna stand on the resistance band so that it is held in place so that you can actually perform the exercise. So what you're gonna wanna do is locate the midpoint of the resistance band, which is about here. You can hold them like this to see where the handles are going to align with each other, and that's gonna help you find the midpoint. And then from there, you're gonna wanna stand with your feet on top of this midpoint so that you have equal resistance on both sides. I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, from there, now that you are standing on top of the resistance band, all you're going to do for this exercise is simply raise your arms out to the side, up to about shoulder height, and then lower them back down. So you're gonna work against the resistance on the way up, and then against the resistance on the way down. You want both going up and going down to be controlled. So the concentric is controlled, and then the eccentric is controlled. And where you should feel this is on the outside of your shoulders, okay? Lateral raises primarily target the lateral delt, and that's why we're doing this exercise. So again, raising and lowering. And I'll turn to the side here so you can see where my arms are in alignment with my torso. Here's a look at this exercise from the side. Raising and lowering. Raising and lowering. One more time. Raising and lowering. So you can see that my hands are slightly in front of my torso, but from the elbow to the shoulder, we're coming out in a straight line from the body. Now you can also do this exercise seated, so if the standing variation is a little too difficult for you, seated variation may be a good place to start. I'll show you what that looks like right now. Okay, for the seated variation, the setup is relatively similar. You're gonna wanna have your feet on top of the resistance band. Now, what I will mention for this specific exercise is that there's typically, when you do it seated, there's going to be a part in the range of motion where you're getting almost no resistance unless you put a loop in the band. If you loop the band in between your feet, that's going to shorten the amount of distance you have from here to the handle, which means you're going to increase the amount of resistance that you get on the resistance band as you're performing the exercise. So let me show you what looping the band looks like and how you can do that as part of your setup for the seated version of this exercise. Okay, so to set this up, this is what the straight band looks like. And to loop it, we quite simply just make a loop like that. And then you're gonna stand on one side and stand on the other. And you'll wanna mess around with it to make sure that you get equal resistance on both sides. That loop can be as big or as small as you need it to be in order to get the amount of resistance that you're looking for. But that's a way to be able to get the most out of this exercise and adjust the resistance properly. Okay, and from there, once you have your setup ready, you're gonna be wanting to sit on the edge of your chair. You don't wanna sit all the way back, because then it's gonna put your shoulders in a weird position. Sit on the edge of your chair or your bench, whatever you're using, with your hands down at your side. You're gonna simply do the same thing that we did for the standing variation of this exercise, raising your arms out to the side and lowering them back down, and out to the side and lowering them back down. One more time. To the side. And lowering them back down. And that side view that I showed you for the standing variation, it's going to look the same for the seated one as well. So you'll be bringing your arms out to the side. Your hand will likely be a little bit in front of your body, but from your elbow to your shoulder, it should be straight out to the side. And you'll be hitting that lateral delt the way that this exercise intends to do so. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to ask. Happy training.